Get started. But if you're ready to rock.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody, we'd like to introduce you to Andrew Gouache, like squash, only with a G. He is the founder and lead operator for Authentic Dynamics.
Correct.
Okay, so Andrew, take it away.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. She said, my name is Andrew Gouache, founder of Authentic Dynamics, and I specialize in helping small businesses and entrepreneurs optimize their online presence. And it is a pleasure to speak to everybody here at Iron Valley Real Estate today. Today's workshop is about optimizing your online presence, boosting your visibility online, and connecting to more clients through digital channels. I'm excited because I'm also local. I've worked with many real estate professionals in the Harrisburg area, and I understand the broader PA market and how that market interacts with you in that digital space. By the end of this hour, you'll have practical steps on how to improve your online marketing, even if you consider yourself a digital level skill 2 out of 10. No worries, we're going to start with the basics and build up from there in an actionable, supportive way. Over the years, I've seen agents go from zero to online presence to closing dozens of high-value leads simply by making a few strategic tweaks. Today, I'll share real-world examples of what's worked, like how single neighborhood photos increased phone calls by 30% for one agent, or how you can adapt these tactics immediately. We'll pause for live searches, quick demos, and group brainstorms so everyone leaves feeling confident to act. Think of it as both a training session and a lab. Ask questions at any time, please. And don't worry if you're not a tech person. I'm here to help you with all of that if you have any questions. We'll translate every step the rest of the way. So let's start with the big picture. Why does your digital presence matter? Especially in central Pennsylvania. Virtually all buyers today use the internet in their home search. All home buyers use the internet to search for a home this year, according to the National Association of Realtors. And 41% of buyers said that their first step was looking online for properties. That means almost half of your potential clients start by searching on Google or browsing listings on their phone before they ever talk to an agent. If you're not showing up online, you're 100% invisible to these people. And here in central Pennsylvania, or whether it's down in northern Maryland, our clients are no different. They Google realtors near me while they're having coffee with friends or sitting at home watching Netflix, whether they have a spare second somewhere else. We need to meet them where they already are. Nearly 46% of all Google searches are aimed at finding local information, according to LoopDex Digital. And 96% of consumers use the internet to find local services. According to the National Association of Realtors 2023 profile, 89% of buyers purchased their home through a real estate agent. So clients still obviously need agents, but they're finding these agents online first. Think about it. If someone searches Camp Hill, best realtors in Harrisburg, would they find you or would they find someone else? If you're not at the front or the center, you'll lose that lead, often before you know that they even existed. A quick show of hands. How many of you have found a restaurant or service in the past month by searching online? Literally everyone. I assume everybody at home also had your hands up. But now that you understand the stakes, home buyers and sellers are doing the exact same thing when they look for agents. Basically, if you lack a digital presence, you're missing out on clients. So let's delve into how to strengthen that presence. We'll cover 7 key areas today: Google, your website, Facebook, Instagram, content creation, your CRM with email, and how to tie that all together in a seamless process. Before we jump into strategies, let's do a quick reality check. Please grab your smartphone now and search for your own name plus realtor or real estate agent in any town. When you do this, what shows up?
Number one.
You're number one. What is the first thing that does show up then? Is it a Google Maps pack or?
No.
So is it on Realtor or yeah? Anybody else?
And Iron Valley,
Absolutely.
I just
and Premier Agent,
Just on
And
Iron
Help.
Valley?
and
Anything over here?
Facebook,
I come on.
and
Yeah.
Nestle.
Is it on your Iron Valley profile or
It's Iron
Realtor?
Valley, Realtor, Zillow.
I have my
Homes.com.
Instagram, my Facebook, my Zillow.
And for your Instagram, do you do like content for real estate or anything on there, or is it your personal Instagram?
That's my personal.
Fair enough. Everybody at home, I don't think I can quite hear you, but I assume everybody else did the same thing and found some sort of result. So maybe you saw your LinkedIn profile, your brokerage page, or perhaps you didn't see anything else about you at all. If you have a Google business listing, an Iron Valley profile, or a Zillow or Realtor profile, that may appear. If not, don't worry. By the end of today, you'll know exactly how to get your name showing up proudly on that first page. If you found several listings for you, that's terrific. We'll talk about how to polish and amplify them. If you found nothing, that's fixable in literally minutes. This exercise highlights why digital presence matters. What you don't own online, somebody else does. So now that we've seen where we stand, let's start improving it step by step, beginning with the king of local search, Google. Your Google My Business profile is your storefront online. When someone searches for real estate agent near me, often the first thing they see is this Google local pack. It's the map with all of the listings. Our goal is to get you to the top of that pack with a compelling, fully optimized profile. Google Business Profile, formerly Google My Business, is free and gives you control over how you show up in Google Search and Google Maps. Think of it as your digital storefront on the world's largest search engine. And here's why it's critical for every real estate agent. It offers credibility. Verified businesses are seen as twice as reputable by consumers according to Digital Culture Network. It's also imperative for visibility. 76% of people who search for something nearby on their smartphone visit that business within a day. Reviews, reviews, reviews. I cannot stress this enough beyond the data that you can publicly find through any case study, through any search. Through my lived experience, Google reviews are the most important thing for continual integration and upkeep of your Google or your digital presence. 90% of people read online reviews before choosing a business. And to that extent, how many people here have gone to a business or searched for something and then decided not to go in because of the Google business reviews? Everybody's done that at some point. So if you're competing with agents in a digital space and you have absolutely no reviews and there's an agent with 30, 40, or 200 reviews, we already know what our tendency as a consumer is. It's to gravitate towards the high stars, high volume. So it is imperative for that public credibility to produce Google reviews. And also, listings with photos get 42% more traffic for driving directions and 35% more clicks for the website, again, according to Digital Culture Network. Imagine a potential client in Mechanicsburg that Googles best realtor Camp Hill. If you have a 5-star review, polished photos of sold homes, and accurate contact information, you'll win that every time. So how do you harness this? Let's walk through setting up and optimizing your Google My Business profile step by step so that you can gain control over this starting today. To optimize your Google presence, follow these concrete steps one at a time this week, and trust me, they'll yield straightforward and fast results. The first thing is to claim your Google My Business profile. I'll provide all my contact information at the end of this. I can help anybody through this process, or I can do it for you. If you want to go ahead and claim your Google My Business profile, you'll simply type in Google My Business. It'll pop up on Google. You'll click that first link there. It'll ask you to link it to a Google account. That's imperative and absolutely necessary to gain control over that. You'll link that, and then you'll add a business. That profile for you should look something like your name, Iron Valley Real Estate, and perhaps a region, or something within that, likely a region. You want to do that? You'll begin to enter in all of the Google My Business information for that business. There'll be a plethora of questions such as your service region, the services that you offer, and several other listings. You want to fill out everything. You don't want to leave anything blank. You don't want to go through and say, I'll get to this later. You want to fill it out now. You'll have to verify the business. Oftentimes, a quick, I don't like the word hack, especially in my industry, but a quick hack to this. If you have a business website built first with the same name, area, and phone number on the website, you can attach that to the Google My Business profile. Google will instantly, without verification, approve your Google My Business profile. Does not matter your industry. If you do not have a website attached with the same, we call it NAP, name, area, and phone number, Google will necessarily make you verify that Google My Business profile, whether it's through a text message or oftentimes it's through a painstaking video process. And I'm sure there's at least one agent here who has tried to start up that process and gotten that response back from Google that said, within 3 to 5 days, we'll approve your profile. And 2 months later, you were stuck trying to figure out why that Google video didn't go through. Again, that's just to say that video can be avoided if you have an external website, whether it's just on the Iron Valley website itself or a personal website. You want to complete every field, and then you want to add high quality photos and your logo, and you want to collect and respond to reviews. Again, I want to stress with the utmost stress how important Google reviews are. They're absolutely imperative for that social credit, for that establishing of trust with the public, but they also bump you up every time in Google's eyes. Because in Google's eyes, Google has a job. When people go to Google, Google's job is to give people the data or the business that they're looking for. Google's very good at this. That's why they're the top. That's why they will be the top. That's why they're integrated into everything. So with that being said, Google's job is to push people towards the content and the information that they're looking for. When you get Google reviews, Google says a citizen or a consumer in this area went to this business, enjoyed it, hopefully, enough to leave a Google review and left that. The more often that happens, the more Google necessarily bypasses all of their, we'll say, like risk assessment, and the fact that if people are assessing businesses, people are attending businesses, this business is valid to some sense. I just want to reiterate how important I think Google reviews are above anything else that you can do. Even adding local photos and then post regularly to your Google My Business profile. The next thing is, let's pair your Google My Business profile with that dedicated personal website, your true online home. While portals like Zillow or Realtor.com drive massive traffic, your site is in the same place as everyone else's. If you have a personal website, it's in a place that you control completely. The difference between these two here is with your website, you have your professional headshot, your local branding, and all of the service areas. A lot of times when you have profiles on things such as a company website, whether it's Zillow or Realtor, you're limited in the reach and the depth of your website. You need to have service areas, you need to have the types of services that you offer, you need to have client testimonials, and you want to have contact buttons and forms on that website. You want separate pages for each of the service areas and the services, because when people type those things into Google, that's how they get to that. If you have a singular page that says you buy homes and you also help people sell homes and you do it in 15 different areas, there's a real estate agent out there who has a website that says, I sell homes in Camp Hill on one singular page, and that page invariably will always appear above any company website. If you use Zillow or Realtor, it is a very, very useful tool because if I'm not mistaken, I think 78% of searches. I don't have the stat with me right now. I think it's like 41% of people use realtor.com or 48% use realtor.com to purchase a home. So people are going to these websites. The other problem with that is every other agent also has the opportunity to have the exact same website that you have with the same information. You can think of it similar to going to a real estate convention where everybody else has a 10x10 booth and you're all limited to having the same opportunity as everybody else. On Zillow and Realtor, standardized listings are shared among dozens of agents. Competing ads distract prospects, and no direct control over the follow-up messaging or branding. Why your website matters, it positions you as a local authority. 87% of buyers find their home online. Post customized content, blogs, video tours, downloadable neighborhood reports, or anything else that makes you the agent that you are. Every agent has a different way of dealing with your clientele. Some people might find that people are most interested in the school areas, maybe it's crime rates or the distance to certain other cities. Maybe people are more interested in the neighborhood itself. These things that you pick up on are what make you the agent you are, and also is your key to content, translating your real life personality into your digital space. Why Google Business Profiles matter? It puts you in the map pack with 78% of the searches, displays the star rating and reviews, and $1 invested in Google Ads on average yields $15.5 in commissions, according to CNIC. One agent we worked with moved from page 2 of search results in the map pack within 2 weeks. Her inbound calls tripled, and she closed 3 more deals last quarter purely from Google leads. Now that we've connected Google My Business to a website, we want to talk about social media and what is important and what are agents around the United States using. Facebook is for building relationships in your local community. Think of Facebook as the modern town square. According to National Association of Realtors 2024 Technology Survey, 90% of realtors use Facebook and 52% use Instagram for business. Here's what a strong Facebook presence looks like. Create your page with your name, Iron Valley Real Estate, and a location. Use a local skyline cover photo. Use your headshot, contact details, add a concise about section, and highlight your expertise. You want to invite everybody in your digital sphere. This will boost this presence immediately. Invite friends, invite past clients, and colleagues to like your page. These are your biggest cheerleaders and your easiest access to gain momentum. You want to then post consistently. Aim for at least 2 to 3 updates per week. You want to do new listings, open houses, success stories, and community happenings. Consistency signals towards Facebook's algorithm that your page is active and relevant. How many of you already have a Facebook page now? And how many of you actually post once a week? Solid. It's imperative for that consistency because we've all arrived at a Facebook page that nobody had posted on since COVID. And when you get to that page, it almost signals to you that maybe this business isn't around anymore. And the last thing you want is for somebody to find a digital platform or a digital space for you that has been vacated, because that signals to them this person is no longer active. And when we're searching for businesses again online, we want the ones we can trust. If you don't have a Google or a Facebook already, no worries. If you're not there yet, we'll cover simple content ideas and scheduling hacks next. Scheduling tasks. I was like, I don't even like the word hat. Why would I put that in there? You want to engage with your audience on Facebook. On Facebook, creating conversations keeps you top of the mind. People scroll past ads. We've all been trained to do that. What people love is authentic, helpful content. Here are helpful tactics to get you started when you're posting content. Post first-time buyer check-ins, market updates, or explainers on closing costs. Even a short bullet list adds value. You want to post with visuals. Visuals get twice as much engagement as posts without. Maybe you want to try a Friday 5, or maybe even a Monday morning minute. You also want to highlight the community, share local events. You want to share school fundraisers, a new restaurant opening, or even something like a sunset over the Susquehanna River. It shows you've invested time in that area. You also want to engage back with every person that engages with you in the social space. You can imagine in real life, if 100 people walk by you every day and say hi to you, and you don't say hi back, they're not going to continue to all say hi to you. So you're going to want to respond to everybody in the digital space. You also want to join groups, and you want to answer people's questions. You also want to share your human side. You want people to look at you as a person, but be real estate forward. There's no secret hat to beat the online algorithm. There's only consistent, genuine engagement. You want to be the realtor I always see online in your community. Facebook is one place to connect, but have you noticed younger clients gravitating towards Instagram? Let's explore visual storytelling next. Instagram is about showcasing your brand through images or videos. Instagram is perfect for listing highlights, behind the scenes peeks, and quick tips. According to National Association of Realtors, again, 42% of realtors use Instagram. So let's break down what they do. It's imperative, again, as with any of these profiles, to optimize it and fill in all the information accurately with location. You want to use a headshot. You want consistency among these pictures. Write a bio with the service areas and include one link, whether it's your website or a link tree listing to all of your other profiles. You want to post photos and videos, post for each listing, or share a carousel of your favorite shots from the interior to curb appeal and neighborhood amenities. And use relevant hashtags. Hashtag Harrisburg Real Estate, hashtag Central PA Homes. You also want to use stories and reels. Quick, casual clips perform best. Think top 3 tips for home buyers, or a 15-second tour of a featured property. Authenticity trumps production value. You also want to be consistent. You don't need professional gear. Your smartphone is fine. Posting regularly wins over perfect but rare. I'm sure we're all aware of Brenton Mitchell and his Monday Morning Minute. I love everything that he does on this. Brenton's Monday Morning Minute is as authentic as it can be. If you know Brenton, you know his personality, and I feel that it comes through in this. He's energetic, he's helpful, he has the information, and he brings a certain sense of life to everything that he does. And within this, he's known as authentic. He's extending his physical self into the digital space. And I think that the Monday Morning Minute is absolutely an epitome of effective short form content. Why do I think this? Because nothing about it is gimmicky. It's who he is, plus information. And people follow that regularly. I had a conversation with him a couple weeks ago, and when I was having this conversation, I think he said somewhere around maybe 500 interactions, whether it's just views or likes on his posts. Nothing crazy. He hasn't gone viral. He's not doing 15 million views or 1 billion views. But what he is doing is 500 to 1,000 views on these videos. And what does that do? That puts him having 500 to 1,000 people out there saying, I know this real estate agent, or I've seen this real estate agent, versus everybody who doesn't have a social profile Nobody's saying that about you. Nobody's going, oh, well, I know a real estate agent, or I've seen this real estate agent. Nobody's doing that. But the same 500 or 1,000 people know this man's face and what he's bringing to it, and he's consistent with it every Monday. He isn't chasing virality, he's building familiarity. Over time, hundreds of local viewers recognize and trust him as the neighborhood expert. If you're listening, thank you for letting me do this, even though I didn't ask, but. So back to the content. Now let's generate ideas for the content. And let's do it fast. Think of a question a client recently asked you. How do I qualify for a mortgage? What do I need to do to get started? How do I know how much I need down? Write it down on a note card or in your note for about 30 seconds. Everybody just take time, write down a question. It's going to be a little harder for everybody at home. We're going to ask everybody to trade here in a second. I'll assume everybody's gotten time to write it down. It's going to be a little harder to trade. Not as many people are here. But I was asked, what did you write down over here?
Should I get a home warranty and how does it work?
That's a piece of content. Yourself?
Something as simple as what does the market look like?
Again, a piece of content. If people are asking questions, 10 more or 25 more or 100 other people are thinking this. You don't need to grab everybody's attention. You want to grab the attention of the people who are asking these questions. If you don't answer it, somebody else has. Every client question is gold. You're not creating from scratch. You're repurposing your day-to-day expertise. Now let's talk about the strategy of how to post and the consistency. Planning ahead is planning to stay consistent. Consistency beats volume every time. Here's how to build a sustainable rhythm. Set a realistic schedule. Whether it's 2 to 3 posts a week on Instagram, or 1 weekly post on Instagram or Facebook, or 1 monthly email. Whatever it is, pick a timeline and stick to it. Never miss a week, never miss a day. Be consistent with it. People will fall into that pattern. It's literally the same reason why primetime TV became searching for that 8 o'clock spot or that 8:30 spot. People fell into a pattern of watching TV at the same time. We are creatures of habit. So when people post consistently, we know to check back in with them. It's the same as if a store was closed erratically and you never knew when they were open. You would stop going there. But if you know they're always open on a Monday and you're off on a Monday, you're going to consistently go to that same place. You want to use a simple calendar as well then. You want to block out themes, tip Tuesdays, feature Fridays, market Mondays. And you want to use this calendar to post what content you're going to post and on what day. The reason we're planning it out is because it's easier to pre-record and bulk produce content and then post on a day rather than trying to create the content the day of or the night before. We all know we've set a Monday morning routine or a Thursday night timeout, whatever it may be. And then you're sitting there Wednesday night trying to rush, maybe trying to meet with 3 clients, or waking up Thursday morning and finding yourself saying, I'll miss it today, or I'll push it to tomorrow. And that immediately falls back on the first part. You cannot miss a day. You must be consistent. You want to spend 1 afternoon then scheduling your next 2 weeks or 3 weeks of posts. You want to write out the content. You want to write out the day that you'll post it. And then you want to spend that next 90 minutes recording and creating the content. When you have it, then it's just about keeping the content somewhere where you can access it and then posting it according to your calendar. Another thing to do here is to repurpose everywhere you can. Turn one short video into a blog post, turn it into an email snippet, or a carousel of quotes. You want to take your content from one arena and repurpose it for others. doubling, tripling, or quadrupling your outreach. You also want to share broker or industry content. If your brokerage releases an infographic, share it with your commentary. It's easy and authoritative. You also want to stay local and stay authentic. Monthly neighborhood spotlight tagging local shops or events keeps you relevant and human. Start small, master your first two formats, then add more as you build confidence. Before long, you'll see that you're becoming the agent that everyone knows. The next thing is the CRM and the email. Where connections turn into closings is with the CRM or with emails. Generating leads is one thing, but following up is where you win deals. According to the National Association of Realtors 2024 Technology Survey, CRMs are the #2 tech tool for quality leads, and 32% of agents, and email marketing delivers the highest ROI of any digital space or platform, up to 4,200% average. Why the CRM? It tracks every interaction, calls, emails, texts, and from what I hear, Iron Valley has been putting a lot of effort into building you guys a new CRM. And I was having this conversation before we started here. CRMs may not always be the easiest thing to get into. There might be a little bit of a tech curve or something new to learn. But it's imperative to learn it and use the CRM because it keeps you in consistent contact and up to date with every one of your clients. You can set reminders about follow-ups and emails. So why email? A well-crafted newsletter positions you as the local expert. Monthly market snapshots, home prep tips, and client success stories keep you top of the mind. So what type of emails can you send? Monthly newsletters, market trends, tip of the month, and a quick success story. New listing alerts, you want to use all of your new listings, send them out, whether it's in a bulk email or if you want to send each one. You also want to do personal check-ins. People like being remembered. When you remember people's birthdays or their anniversaries or something that that person feels emotionally attached to, they feel appreciated. And you immediately have a positive bond with that. We all know that. So do personal check-ins with the emails. You also want to contact new inquiries within 5 minutes. Conversion odds drop dramatically after that window. And to that point, hundreds of companies have spent billions, or we'll say hundreds of millions of dollars on this data. If somebody calls you and you don't call them back within 30 seconds, the first 30 seconds has a 95% capture rate. After 30 seconds, it drops down to less than 2% after 2 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. That's on a phone call. If people send you an inquiry through a form online and you don't respond back to that within 5 minutes, they're online already. They're not going to stop searching. They're going to search for the first person that contacts them back. So it's imperative to set up some sort of system so that you're aware of these alerts when they come in. Response times are the most important thing when dealing with emails and calls. Google and social get you found. CRMs and emails keep you at the front and center. Use both to build a thriving and automated pipeline. So bringing this all together, you want to claim your Google My Business profile. It's imperative that you have that for the Google Maps pack and the Google search. If you do not have a Google My Business profile and people type in realtors, they are finding other realtors. That is a fact. Actually, I'll take a second here to kind of do a little bit of a display. Realtor, Carlisle. So we're looking for realtors in Carlisle. The first thing that pops up are realestateagents.com. People, I feel like, would probably scroll past that. We have realtor and then realtor here. I feel realtor is a trusted website. This is where people are going to go. We'll see what realtors are popping up here. goes right to the homes. Iron Valley Real Estate. Again, this is even, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to capture it like this, but when I searched this at home, Iron Valley was not the first thing that popped up. But the reason it is right now is because I'm in this location. And when you do near me, or you do this specific area, the place you're most near to will be assessed and related to. Again, the only way Google can do that is if you have a Google My Business profile. I do like that that popped up though. You have 31 reviews here. And then we have a whole bunch of other random websites. We'll do Realtor near me. Immediately, these Google screen results come up. That's another thing that you can opt in for. Google has been favoring that in the past several months. And then we go down here, we have Iron Valley Real Estate, April Klein.
Iron
is she
Valley.
part of?
Yep.
I'm gonna put this in a incognito tab. I mean, this captures it even more than I could even hope. The fact that my personal results have changed based on my location, it is imperative that you have a Google My Business profile with your location. When people type that into Google, these are the results they're finding first. You then want to launch or refresh your website with local SEO. That optimized local SEO is going to consist of a homepage with your services. You want to have a separate page with all of the other services individually listed. If you help buy homes, if you help sell homes, if you help assess the value, whatever those things may be, you want those on separate pages. That's what people search for. That's how people are going to find it. You also want separate service areas. You don't want all of the service areas in one specific one page. You want Camp Hill, you want Carlisle, you want Mechanicsburg, you want Enola, you want separate pages for each individual area. That's how you're going to optimize that local SEO. You want to set up your Facebook and refresh your Facebook business page. And you want to post content regularly. And you also want to do that on Instagram. You want to plan out your content 2 weeks ahead. You want to implement your CRM and draft and send your welcome letters. And then you want to measure and iterate. The key takeaways from today are that your digital presence is your new curb appeal. In real estate, we talk about curb appeal. The first impression a buyer gets when you pull up to a house. Your digital presence is your personal curb appeal. The first impression many clients get of you. We want that impression to be polished, professional, and approachable. Every home buyer buyers are online. Every home buyer used the internet this year to search for a home. Google is your friend. You want to claim your profile, add photos, and solicit reviews. Social media expands your sphere. Facebook for community building, Instagram for visual storytelling. And content is king and queen. Answer questions, show behind the scenes, and stay authentic. And you want to stay in touch. Use your CRM and emails to convert 40% better and yield up to 42%, 4,200% ROI. And then localize everything. You or a realtor in your areas. Integrate local keywords and community knowledge everywhere. Every post, review, and email you send is like planting a seed. With consistent care, posting, engaging, and following up. These seeds grow into strong pipelines and a recognizable brand. Pick one action to take in the next 24 hours, whether it's claiming your Google business listing or drafting your first newsletter, and build momentum from there. Thank you for so much attention and your enthusiasm. I'm confident that if you implement these strategies, you'll see results. Central PA is online. Make sure you are too. Now I'd like to open up for some questions if anybody has any. What are you curious about, and what did I not capture concisely? Yes.
So just a question, what kind of, do you know the kind of analytics behind like interacting with Google reviews versus just letting them go unanswered?
I do not have specific details. What's your name, by the way?
Mike Rossi.
Mike Rossi. But I will email you an answer later.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know what those exact details are, but I will tell you this. Everything I found online says that it's not as impactful. I can tell you that when you look online, it'll say that you need to do a whole bunch of other things. I've worked with agents, specifically I'm an affiliate partner with Keller Williams in Central PA, Hershey, and Harrisburg. And some of the agents I've worked with over there only want the Google My Business profile. And with that, they focused on just getting reviews, and they've popped up with more reviews, say 20 reviews in a matter of 2 months, above people that have taken the opportunity to put a Facebook page together and an external website. And to me, that says that Google has been valuing reviews a lot more in the past, we'll say, in my opinion, year. The reason for that, AI. Everybody's able to quickly come up with a ton of content. Google's had a real big problem trying to parse out what's AI content and what's not AI content. So I think this is my personal opinion, and it's not validated by data anywhere, but I've noted through experience that people who get reviews are getting a return, and the consistency of building up those reviews is key, and answering those reviews is key, because to Google that signals a customer went to this business, they executed some form of business with them, they reviewed them with a positive, high 5-star review, and then the business owner took the time to respond back. That is one complete transaction. But I will have those answers for you later today, Michael Rossi.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Does anybody at home have any questions? I also have a whole bunch of case studies, some which are available currently on our website right now. I have 6 different case studies, I think over 100 pages, consisting of a ton of data of what's worked with real estate agents in central Pennsylvania, on the eastern seaboard, and in the United States in general, whether it's been through Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn profile, and those will all be accessible to you at some point. Some of them today, but by the end of the week.
My name's Wendy,
Yes.
and so do you need to have a Google business profile to get Google reviews?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
That's the only way.
Okay.
Nothing from home.
Fair enough.
Oh.
I'm sure that I left a lot of things open-ended. I usually do this like on an individual basis, so trying to put together a presentation. I was a little bit nervous about it, but I think I've kind of captured everything there. It is imperative. It's the Google My Business. I can't stress to you, claim a Google My Business profile, have some sort of website. Better to have a realtor website or Iron Valley website than no website. And I'm not talking down on the any other company or having a bulk website on your company website, but I can tell you from a lived experience, there's a team with Keller Williams, their team Becker. They did $18.5 million worth of sales last year. It's 3 people. They have an external website. Their external website, along with the fact that they have 234 reviews, has consistently put them at the top. To the point, last year, they received calls from Pigeon Forge for somebody searching to sell their home down there, and asked them in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, if they were able to execute that sale for them. Obviously, I think there's you have to have a real estate license in different states, but the fact that they were being contacted by people looking simply for a real estate agent near me from somebody in Pigeon Forge shows how you can show up beyond the base searches.
Oh, this has been great information. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Anybody at home have anything else for Andrew before we wrap it up?
If anybody's curious, my information's here. You can check out the website. We have a whole bunch of information on there as well, case studies. And I think I'd let Terry know that I'm gonna put a dedicated page with all this information on there, along with a longer, we'll say case study. It's more detailed about this. It's about 20 pages long. I realized today that was gonna be way too long. So I tried to condense it. But I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you, everybody. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.
Great. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.